Good afternoon, everyone. I just finished my 4th year of college and I'm free. I'm gonna graduate on time and I did not expect that. I haven't really spoken much about my college. It's WPI, Worcester Polytechnic Institute. And just like how a lot of people review movies, review products, I should review my school just in case you plan on coming here. I plan to make this video a tour slash explain some 5 pros and 5 cons about coming to WPI. And we just crossed Salisbury Street, and I might as well explain the pros first. So the first pro is something that makes WPI unique amongst a whole bunch of other schools. We run by a quarter system, not a semester system. What that means is that instead of taking 5-6 classes a semester, you'll be taking 3 in half of that time. It's like a clown juggling one clown juggling 5 balls and another one juggling 3 balls, but the one juggling 3 balls is juggling bowling balls. Let's put it that way. It works for some people and it works for others, but if it works for you, you should come here. Also, that's Salisbury Labs, the Humanities and Arts building, Gordon Library to the left, and Washburn Shops right there. It's one of the oldest buildings, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the oldest building in a school devoted to teaching science in the entire United States. Pro number 2, you cannot fail in WPI. As in, if you fail a class, it does not get added to your record. You just get what's called an NR, no record, which means that if you fail a class, your average will actually go up. By the way, this thing, it's an equatorial sundial. It's just chilling here and nobody knows what it is, unless you do know what it is. The concept of NRing is pretty great because it allows you to experiment with classes that you didn't know did not suit you. But the thing is, ideally, if everything goes ideally, you could fail a max of 3 classes before you start overloading or taking summer school. The third pro is that WPI is very, very big on projects. If you are a lone wolf when it comes to group projects, you don't belong here. So convert, if that is the case for you. I've probably done maybe half a dozen, probably more group projects here, and that's how it is in the real world, because in the real world you work in teams, and this school is the best way to prepare you for that. Also, sniff sniff, that is the tent where we will all sit down and prepare for our graduation. I will be under there soon. So sad. The projects here, they also, as a side effect, teach you very important life skills. And talking about projects, the 4th pro are the IQPs and MQPs. Interqualifying, what is it? I forgot what the I stood for, but basically what a lot of students do for their IQPs is that they go abroad. WPI is recognized for having this what's called study abroad program, where instead of just studying abroad, you actually go do a project somewhere around the world, or here in the community, or simply on campus. And then after that is the MQP, basically WPI's equivalent of a college thesis. And to your left we have the rec center. It's supposed to be one of the best in New England. Yeah, if you've been in the channel long enough, I did my MQP in Beijing, and that's why I have a whole bunch of videos from that part of the world. And the 5th and final con is location. A lot of people, they give shit to Worcester, Massachusetts. They say, oh, it's dirty, oh, crime, oh, this and that. But no. Like, okay, I'm gonna be totally real here. A lot of the people that come here are from well-off families and from well-off communities. So granted, when they come to Worcester, they have that idea. But it's really not that bad. It's got plenty of great places, hidden gems. I could go on and on about how great Worcester is. But apart from that, you are at the center of Massachusetts. Boston is an hour away. Rhode Island is also an hour away. New York is 2 hours away. If you want to head up to Vermont or New Hampshire or Maine during the fall, that's another 1 hour, 2 hours away. It's a great center hub for all of these wonderful locations. Not sure if it is open, but let's see if it is. Oh, it is. And now it's time for the cons, the saucy stuff. The first con that I thought of off the top of my head are the state of the dorms. I've been to a couple of other colleges around the area, and their smallest dorms are leagues better than WPI's dorms. It's so sad, it's not even funny. The second con is that because WPI runs on a quarter system, if you miss 1 day of class, you miss the equivalent of 2 or 3 days in a semester system, or practically 5, an entire week of a high school that's teaching the college course. So this also tags along with the fact as to why WPI is super reluctant on giving snow days, because for the same reason, you don't want to miss too many days of class. The third con is that if you have little to no scholarships, prepare to accrue a massive debt. I'm talking about 6 figures. Please consider that, because it's all fun and games when you go to this really well-renowned school, get the diploma, get a 60K, 70K job right off the bat, and then practically having that taken away from you, or a part of it away from you, because you gotta pay the monthly dues. Okay, this is a personal con. By the way, this is the campus center. There's always an event going on inside. Yes, WPI is pretty well-renowned, especially here in New England. But literally, unless you're talking to a New Englander or someone who knows engineering schools pretty well, WPI will go over the head of the average layperson. But to look on the bright side, just consider it as the dark horse of engineering schools. And the fifth and final con is something that applies everywhere, really. It's not unique to WPI, but because it is huge on projects, one of your worst experiences in WPI will be that of a bad teammate. A shitty teammate may be the difference from getting a C or getting an A. By the way, this is Higgins' house. It has its own history, but basically a family used to live here, and then they donated the house to WPI to add it to their campus. But yes, bad teammates, if you have one, they are a no-go. Drop them like a hot potato. Let the professor know that you have one, and perhaps you two can work something out. So, if you're a senior in high school and you wish to major in a STEM field, do consider adding WPI to your options, especially if everything I just said, working in teams, the quarter system, if that all resonates with you, apply to WPI. You have nothing to lose except for the fee for the application. But yeah, I was very satisfied. I went in not with the right reasons in mind. That's a video for another time. Actually, I should make that video after this video, but anyways. Let me put it this way. If I was satisfied with the curriculum here, and you're serious about the curriculum, you'll be far more satisfied. Well, see you later, WPI. I will miss ya. Well, have a good one. Take care. Kick ass.